Shalom, friends. Akiva here. I want to invite you to a very, very special webinar that I am giving this Sunday, October 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This will be a celebration of the hostages who have come home in recent days, and we will be focusing on this very topic, hostage situations that Israel has dealt with over the past many, many years. In this webinar, we will explore Israel's challenging history with hostage situations and talk about, explore, discover the great lengths that Israel goes to get its people back. We will also learn about the incredible and inspiring story of Eli Cohen, Israel's most important and successful spy who was captured by Syria in 1965. We will also highlight the miraculous and incredible and heartwarming and also heartbreaking stories of the hostages who were taken on October 7th and pay homage to those who didn't make it back alive. Please join me this Sunday, October 26th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for this free webinar. You can click on Israel5.org/tour. That's Israel5.org/tour, or click on the link below. Hoping to see you there and to celebrate our hostages coming back together. We're now about 1 week into the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, and this is a good time to reflect on the last 2 years of war and remember the incredible military successes of the IDF against its enemies all around the Middle East. Shalom, my friends. It's Akil Gertz with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe, and if you have any comments or want to keep the conversation going, please do so below in the comments. Before we get into looking at the incredible military successes of the IDF over the last 2 years, it's important to note yesterday was a very, very challenging and hard day here in Israel. Despite the ceasefire, Hamas terrorists attacked IDF troops in multiple locations in the Gaza Strip, and that resulted in 2 young IDF soldiers being killed in the Rafah region, and other soldiers being injured as well. This was a serious violation of the ceasefire. Israel backed up to what's called the yellow line, the part of the Gaza Strip that it is permitted to be in, according to the details of the ceasefire. And yet, terrorists came out of tunnels in various places in the Gaza Strip and attacked IDF troops. As a result, Israel quickly and very strongly launched a wave of attacks targeting 20 different Hamas positions throughout the Gaza Strip. And for a while, it looked like the ceasefire was going to fall apart completely after this wave of attacks. And Israel dealt Hamas a serious blow. Israel did agree to go back to the ceasefire to stop the attacks that were obviously in response to the horrible attack by Hamas on IDF soldiers, but to return to the ceasefire, and that is where we're holding right now. And we remember those 2 soldiers, 121, 126, both from the central Israeli city of Modi'in, sending condolences and support to their families. Looking back at these 2 years, obviously they've been a very, very intense and tough and challenging 2 years for Israel, for Israelis, for soldiers, for the hostages, of course, more than anyone else. But at the same time, Israel has achieved incredible military successes all around the Middle East. Israel has faced enemies for decades, all kinds of terrorist organizations, terror-leaning governments. And literally because of this war, ever since October 7th, the geopolitical map has completely and radically changed in the Middle East because of what Israel has been able to accomplish. Just do a quick tour, so to speak, of the terror entities around the Middle East, and Israel has dealt every single one of them a serious blow. Hamas, as we know in the Gaza Strip, is on its last, I don't even know if we can call it legs, on its last toes. Hezbollah has seriously been weakened, as no longer, not even a small fraction of the threat that they were before October 7th to Israel, and they were a serious threat. For many, many years, Israel talked about the 100 to 150,000 rockets that Hezbollah had stockpiled and would probably use one day in a war against Israel. And though they did launch a lot of rockets at the beginning of the war, as Hezbollah entered the war, chose to enter the war on October 8th, 2023, Israel hit them back so hard, damaging, destroying so many of their capabilities that they no longer remain a threat to Israel. Syria a government that was supported by Iran, supported Hezbollah, was part of the axis of terror against Israel in the Middle East, right? Line up Iran, Syria, and Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. It was a serious threat to Israel. Well, when their government, when the Assad government was overthrown in late 2024, that opened up an incredible opportunity, not only an opportunity, but a necessity for Israel to go in and take out what was left of Syria's military equipment and capabilities. And they did quickly, swiftly, and powerfully about it in a week. We literally destroyed most of the Syrian army so that their military capabilities wouldn't fall into the hands of these terrorists, who at the time Israel didn't know which way they were going, who they were supporting, what they would do with such capabilities. So literally Syria's military was wiped out in about a week. Unbelievably, Israel just went in, didn't ask anybody, just did what they knew they needed to do. Unbelievable. And of course Iran, right, which is the brain and the heart behind all of these terrorist organizations in the Middle East. As we know, we had a 12-day war against them earlier this year. And though it didn't fully defeat Iran and didn't fully, excuse me, stop their nuclear program, with America joining the fight, Israel dealt them a very serious and damaging blow as well, setting them back many, 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 many years. And again, that story's not over. There might even be another round of fighting with Iran. We don't know. We'll see. But when we look around the Middle East, it's a different Middle East. Of course, there's the Houthis in Yemen. They're a little bit of a joke in the Middle East. They shoot a rocket every now and then Israel hits them very, very, very hard, damaging millions, if not billions of dollars worth of infrastructure. But really today, it's a different neighborhood. It's a different Middle East. And Israel has a lot to be proud of. And it's really in the merit of the soldiers fighting on the front lines, whether they're on the land, in the air, in the sea, fighting on all fronts, multiple fronts. Right now, there are IDF soldiers in Gaza, in Lebanon, in Syria, right, in Judea and Samaria, the West Bank, fighting on all different fronts. And we have a lot to thank them for. So wishing you well, wishing them well. We all wish them well as this story continues to unfold. Even with this ceasefire, we'll continue to see what happens and praying for the soldiers to be safe and to be protected. All the best, my friends, and be well.